Two cameras, two states, the same impossible creature. In 2007, a security camera in Fresno, California, recorded something that shouldn't exist. White, no arms, no torso, just legs, walking across a residential lawn in the middle of the night like it owned the place. 4 years later, it happened again. Yosemite National Park, different camera, different witness, same thing. Most cryptids live in stories, in blurry photos taken by people who conveniently left their glasses at home. But the Fresno Nightcrawler? It showed up on tape. Twice. And it didn't seem to care. So what is it? A hoax? An alien? Or something way older than either of those explanations? Let's find out. November 2007. A man in Fresno sets up a security camera in his front yard. He's been hearing strange sounds at night. Footsteps, but soft ones, like something light moving through grass. He checks the footage the next morning, and there it is. A white figure. Maybe 3-4 feet tall, moving across his lawn in smooth, deliberate strides. But here's the thing. It's not shaped like anything he's ever seen. No arms, no visible torso, just legs. Long, thin, almost stick-like legs draped in what looks like a white robe or fabric. The way it moves, fluid, unnatural, like it's gliding more than walking. It crosses the yard, passes under a tree, moves toward the fence, and then it's gone. He reviews the tape again, and again, frame by frame. He's not looking at a person in a costume. The proportions are wrong, the movement is wrong, the gait, the way the legs articulate, it doesn't match human biomechanics. He reports it. The footage goes public, and the internet loses its mind. But here's what makes it credible. The homeowner never tried to profit from it. No interviews, no monetization. He just wanted to know what walked through his yard that night, and he never got an answer. Fast forward to March 2011, Yosemite National Park. A group of teenagers are camping near the valley when they see something moving through the trees. Same description. White, stick-thin legs, no upper body, moving slowly, almost cautiously, like it's navigating unfamiliar terrain. One of them films it on a handheld camera. The footage is shakier than the Fresno tape, but it's there. Same creature. Same unsettling walk. Now here's what's important. These kids had no connection to the Fresno incident. They weren't trying to recreate it. They didn't even know about it until after they posted their footage online. 2 independent sightings, hundreds of miles apart, years apart. Same thing. That's not how hoaxes work. Hoaxes are coordinated. They leave breadcrumbs. They want attention. This felt accidental, like something was just existing, and people happened to catch it. If you're the kind of person who wants answers to questions like this, hit subscribe, because we're about to go deeper than most people are willing to.
So naturally, researchers started digging, and they found something interesting. The Hoax people, indigenous to the Central Valley of California, have stories, old ones, about creatures they call the walking sticks, beings with no upper bodies, just legs, that moved through the land at night. But here's where it gets weird. When researchers approached tribal elders to ask about these stories, they were told to stop. Not, we don't have stories like that. Not, that's just a legend. They were told, stop asking. Some elders refused to even acknowledge the question. Others became visibly uncomfortable and ended the conversation. One elder allegedly said, those things are not for outsiders to know about. Now, that could mean a lot of things. Maybe it's sacred knowledge. Maybe it's culturally protected. Or maybe, just maybe, it's something they've learned not to talk about because talking about it draws attention. And attention might not be safe. There's a concept in many indigenous traditions. Some things exist in the spaces we're not supposed to look. And naming them, discussing them, inviting curiosity about them, that opens a door. So the question becomes, are the elders protecting the knowledge, or are they protecting us?
Here's where it gets speculative, but stay with me. The 2007 Fresno sighting happened in November. 2 months later, a 5.6 magnitude earthquake rattled the Central Valley. The 2011 Yosemite sighting happened in March. 3 weeks later, a wildfire tore through Stanislaus National Forest, forcing evacuations and destroying hundreds of acres. Coincidence? Maybe. But folklore is full of creatures that appear before disasters. Japan has the oarfish, a deep-sea fish that washes ashore before earthquakes and tsunamis. Appalachia has the Mothman, famously sighted before the Silver Bridge collapse in 1967. These aren't creatures that cause disasters. They sense them. They're attuned to shifts in the environment, seismic activity, atmospheric pressure, electromagnetic fields that we can't detect. What if the Nightcrawler is the same? What if it's not randomly wandering? What if it's surfacing because something is about to happen? And it's moving to higher ground, or away from fault lines, or towards safety? That would explain why it doesn't interact with humans, why it doesn't run. It's not interested in us. It's surviving. And we just happen to be in the way. Of course, skeptics have explanations. The most popular one? Marionettes. Puppets on strings controlled from above, filmed in low light to hide the rigging. And look, on paper it makes sense. The smooth, gliding movement, the unnatural proportions, the lack of visible joints. But here's the problem. No one's been able to recreate it convincingly. Multiple VFX artists and puppeteers have tried. They've built models, used fishing line, tried every trick in the book. And sure, they can kind of get close, but the movement is always off. Too stiff, too mechanical, too obviously fake. The Fresno footage has a fluidity to it, a weight. The fabric moves like it's responding to actual motion, not like it's draped over a static frame. Another theory, kids in costumes, white sheets, stilts, camera angles. But again, the proportions don't match, and stilts create a specific kind of movement, a wobble, a hesitation. The Nightcrawler footage has none of that. Could it be CGI? Maybe. But we're talking about 2007 footage from a home security camera, and 2011 handheld footage from teenagers with no special effects budget. If it's fake, it's the most committed, least profitable hoax in cryptid history.
Here's the thing about the Fresno Nightcrawler that sets it apart from other cryptids. It's not scary in the traditional sense. It doesn't attack. It doesn't chase. It doesn't scream or threaten or lurk in shadows waiting to pounce. It just exists. And somehow that's more unsettling than any monster, because it forces us to confront something uncomfortable. We don't know everything. We don't have all the answers. There are things moving through the world that don't fit into our categories, and they don't care that we can't explain them. The Nightcrawler doesn't perform for us. It doesn't hide from us. It just walks. Like we're the ones intruding. Like we're the anomaly. And maybe that's the real reason it fascinates people. It's a reminder that the world is stranger than we want to admit. That there are gaps in our understanding. Creatures that slip through the cracks of what we think is possible. And every now and then, just often enough to keep us guessing, they let themselves be seen. If mysteries like this keep you up at night, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. So, what is the Fresno Nightcrawler? Honestly, we don't know. Could it be a hoax? Sure. But it's a remarkably consistent, unusually low-effort hoax that's never been definitively debunked. Could it be an alien? Maybe. The proportions, the movement, the complete lack of interest in humans. It all fits the profile of something not from here. Or could it be something older? Something that's always been here, moving through the margins, only occasionally crossing into our sight? The Indigenous elders might know, but they're not telling, and maybe that's the answer right there. Maybe some things aren't meant to be understood. Maybe some doors are better left closed. But here's what we do know. 2 cameras, in 2 different places, captured the same impossible thing. And neither the homeowner in Fresno nor the teenagers in Yosemite have ever changed their stories. They saw something. We saw something. And it's still out there. Walking. Unbothered. Unknowable. Maybe one day, someone will get close enough to figure out what it really is. Or maybe, just maybe, it'll decide to let us know. Comment below. If you saw the Nightcrawler in person, would you run toward it or away from it?